right, you welcome back, and in case you're joining us, it's Morning Ride Mondays edition, and already the atmosphere is already getting turbocharged with a lot of briefs that are on various Nigerian tabloids this morning. And so we're going to be looking straight into what the various papers are actually saying this morning. And Elizabeth, we have quite a lot of things that are actually happening as far as the dailies this morning. So which is our first short quickly?
Okay, let's take the Punch. Okay, let's start with the Guardian newspaper this morning. Let's start with the Guardian newspaper. And the head story on the Guardian, EFCC withdraws appeal against order restraining Yahaya Bello's arrest. EFCC withdraws appeal.
Is that the Guardian?
Yeah, that's the Guardian.
No,
Okay.
what is there? It's quite different.
Okay, let's see.
What do you have there? CBN abandons unification policy. Probably there's a mix-up somewhere.
Could be a mix-up.
There could be definitely a mix-up somewhere. Okay. Okay, I think we'll take a break. I'll be back. We'll take a break now, and I'll be right back quickly.
All right, so let's take the papers now.
Okay, while getting ourselves ready, I'm sure we'll just leave that in the board. My producer has actually sent the copies. Okay, you will start with your Lilibet.
Okay, so the first paper for review is the Daily Trust. The Daily Trust says petrol scarcity worsens nationwide. The writer beneath says depots have run out of stock. Marketers. Depots have run out of stock, says marketers. And NNPCL says we are not in short supply. So if you're not in short supply, so where are the fuel going to? All right, other stories on the Daily Trust. War on Gaza. OIC, 6 Arab countries seek sanctions against Israel. 19 burned to death in Kogi auto crash. Meningitis kills 85 persons in Yobe State. How prices of rice, meats, Gary rose in March, and that story is credited to the NBS. Shareholders approve Zenith Bank's hold co-signature. Okay, shareholders approve Zenith Bank's hold co-structure. And on the insurgency, Zulum pushes for return of Malam Faturi residents. Man kills wife in Ekiti over alleged infidelity. And that's all on the Daily Trust this morning.
All right, having been done with the Daily Trust, the Vanguard newspaper, it's a newspaper for review. The Vanguard, I'm sure we'll get there. All right, below the masthead, petrol scarcity will linger 2 more weeks. Yes, petrol scarcity will linger 2 more weeks. That statement is actually credited to the independent marketers. They have said that petrol will linger for 2 more weeks. And above the masthead to that story, both Zenith Bank shareholders approved transition to hold growth structures. That's on page 2. Edo Kuba, why Obi, Shaibu, Ajoto, others are ganging up against Obaseki. That's also on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. Sanwo-Olu sacks 425 LWC redundant officials. Ondo Guba, Ayatiwa's campaign coordinator, killed by gunmen. That's a very, very sad story.
Yeah.
Because it is still the Operation Wet Year of the Western world that is still obtainable now. All right, why Naira depreciated by 23% in 4 days? Currency dealers analysts say that. Okay, on the bottom strip, Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway, federal government begins enforcement of rights of way. Okay, pick up a copy, it's on page 9 of the Vanguard.
Our next paper is the Punch newspaper. Petrol scarcity, fuel crisis worsens as depot diverts PMS to Abuja. Rider says NNPC rations supply to depots, orders operators to prioritize loading to Abuja. Queues spread in Lagos, Ogun, others. Stations raise pump price as black market thrives. Rivers explosion, FRSC blames drivers as presidents, governors mourn victim. And that's on the Rivers explosion. Man accused of cement theft jumps into Lagos Lagoon and dies. Police launch probe as gunmen kill Ayedetiwa's campaign coordinator. Abiodun orders residents evacuation after Ogun gas explosion. Removing fuel subsidy saved Nigeria from bankruptcy. And that story is credited to Tinubu. On page 18, Naira rebounds to 1,275 Naira per dollar at parallel market. And on page 7, Adenuga at 71, jack of all trades, master of all. And that's all on the Punch newspaper this morning.
Okay. The Guardian, it's our newspaper for review this morning. The Guardian, I'm sure will get that straightened out in a couple of seconds from now. The Guardian newspaper, okay, beautiful. That's where we are. And the Guardian simply has it this way. Below the masthead, CBN abandons unification policy. reintroduces discriminatory rates. That's on page 10 of the Guardian newspaper. And on the flushed left, investors of 15 listed firms to forfeit 2023 dividends. Presidential fleet gobs $8 million in 2 years amid safety concerns. That's on page 3. And government key Lucky Ayedatiwa's campaign coordinator on page 7. Mixed reactions trailed UK Rwanda asylum operations. That's on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. The misguided invasion of Oyo State Assembly, matters arising. That's on page 10. Lamido slams northern governors over security meetings in the United States. That's on page 9. 2 notorious drug kingpins bag life jail for cocaine trafficking. That also it's on page 13. PDP divided as Obi Group reject Igodalo. That's on the Edo Cuba now. APC kicks as PDP wins all seats in Oyo Local Government Area Council Board. That's it. Okay, the photo speak there. I think graduated students from one of these schools. All right, I think that's it for the Guardian this morning.
Our next paper for review is the Nigerian Tribune. The Nigerian Tribune has it. Senate expresses concern over Naira depreciation. A NAS Constitution Review Committee to meet Tinubu. And that's on page 5. On page 29, Gantu J's probe. Commission of Inquiry holds inaugural session today. And on page 4, we have it, why we ended petrol subsidy. The story is credited to Tinubu. You want to know why he ended petrol subsidy? You can check on page 4 on the Nigerian Tribune. PDP declared winner of Oyo LG polls. Gunmen kill Ayedatiwa's campaign coordinator. You have it on page 28. Accident claims 19 lives on Okene Lokoja Highway. And that's on page 28. Coastal Road. Affected property owners seek adequate compensation as FG begins demolition. And the minister says we will begin payment from Wednesday. All right, so that's all on the Nigerian Tribune.
Okay, the Matrix, it's our newspaper for review, the Matrix newspaper, and it has above the masthead, Zenith Bank shareholders embrace holdco structure. And below that, Tinubu's FDI drive yields fruit as AP Moller Maersk pledges $600 million investment for port infrastructure expansion, says presidency. Sarah CMS Lawandi on NNPC over alleged missing 82.04 billion naira, 164 billion oil revenues. Black Sunday, 16 people roasted in Okene Lokoja Highway auto crash. The Federal Road Safety Command is speaking to this conversation. And the screaming headline here, Nigeria's economy, Tinubu, Bill Gates meet. And the writer set to unveil digital identification platforms to ease tax collection. It will enable more bank accounts, financial inclusion, and effective government payment programs. Tinubu identifies technology as potential weapon against corruption. On the flush right of the matrix, local government polls. PDP sweeps Oyo as APC wins all seats in Gombe. Tension as gunmen kill Governor Ayedatiwa's campaign coordinator, Alaba Excel. Collaboration inclusiveness invaluable to ease global challenges. That statement is credited to Mr. President. And you can get that details on page 8. All right. Towards boosting Nigeria's economy, I think that's what the so to speak there is also connecting to. And below on the bottom strip, FCCPC reveals multi-choice hiked price as far as the DSTV and GoTV parabolic is concerned.
All right, the Nation newspaper is our next paper for review. Petrol scarcity spreads to Lagos, Oyo, Ondo, Osun, Edo, others. And the writer says, marketers resume product lifting from depot. NNPCL, there is sufficient stock. Electricity crisis, Lagos, Edo, Oyo await next node. Enugu, Ekiti, Ondo blaze the trail. And on page 29, we have bandits, terrorists killed 90 policemen in 1 year. And the writer says how to prevent losing men by Okiro. Okay, you want to know how to prevent losing men? Grab a copy of The Nation, page 25. Shareholders okay Zenith Bank hold co-structure transition. And that's on page 5. PDP wins all 33 council seats in Oyo. And as the writer beneath says why we won. All right, how Port's single window policy will boost economy. How Port's single window policy will boost economy. That's on page 2 and 3. How banks plan to meet recapitalization conditions. And that's on the front paper of The Nation, the front page rather. 19 die in Okene-Lokoja highway crash. 120 vehicles burnt in Rivers tanker fire. What's going on? Danish firm, Masek, to invest $600 million in Apapa port and others. And that's all we'll take on The Nation newspaper.
Okay, the Daily Independent newspaper, it's a newspaper for review. The Daily Independent has it above the masthead, just like all the other tabloids are replicated. Zenith Bank poised for growth as shareholders okay hold co-structure. Serap sues NNPC to account for $2.04 billion, 164 billion naira oil revenues. And below that masthead, Nigeria would have gone bankrupt without subsidy cuts. That statement is attributed to Mr. President, and the writer says government prepared for turbulence on subsidy cuts and naira flows. Secures 600 million US dollars seaport infrastructure deal, Wolves Samsung. And on the flush left of the Daily Independent, Senate worried over naira depreciation. That's on page 17. APC kicks as PDP clears all 33 council seats in Oyo local government boards. State police will worsen security situation. SOSWA. You can get details on page 5 when you pick up a copy of the Daily Independent. Ondo Guba, Ayeti Tadiwa's supporter, shot dead by unknown gunmen. Details on page 6. 19 burns to death in Kogi auto crash. Page 6. Shareholders approve Nigerian breweries 600 million capital raising plan. Right? And just adjacent to the bottom street there. Rivers crisis. Local government chairman ask court to order state IGP orders to secure them. That's on the Rivers crisis. That's it for the Daily Independent this morning.
And the New Telegraph is our next paper for review. Fuel subsidy removal saved Nigeria from bankruptcy. And that story is credited to Tinubu. PDP will resist APC's plot to turn Nigeria into one-party state. Party's board chair says. State police will curb rising security challenges. And that's credited to the lawyers. Report, 10 banks' personnel expenses rise by 45.8% to 871.56 billion naira. Poor certification, Nigeria seafarers lose out in new global minimum wage. 2024 UTME, candidates' parents lauded exam speed and innovations. Nigeria's airline, domestic market, strongest in Africa. DHQ, Prince Harry, wife to visit Nigeria next month. Wow, okay, we're waiting for them. Senate expresses concern as Naira depreciates again. Okay, so that's the head stories on the New Telegraph.
All right, we take our next story this morning from the Nigeria News Direct. And most of the earpieces here below the masthead. Dangote cement export of clinker cement increased by 87.2%. Sule Lamido blasts northern governors over U.S. trip on tackling insecurity. Gas tanker explodes in Abeokuta, one dead. Shareholders give nod for Zenith restructuring to hold co. All right. And below that, fuel subsidy removal. We saved Nigeria from bankruptcy. Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You can get details on page 4. And that story seems to be resonating on virtually all the tablets this morning.
Yeah.
All right, and before to speak there, we have this one man accused of stealing cement, jumps into lagoon, drowns while trying to evade arrest. I'm afraid that's what we'll stop on the News Direct. We'll take our next paper.
Okay, so the last paper for review is the Daily Times. And on the Daily Times, why political godsons disagree. Okay? Why political godsons disagree. And that story is credited to Senator Suswan. It says, moles, betrayers, destroying PDP. Shettima urges political leaders to project Nigerians' cultural diversity. Shettima urges political leaders to project Nigerians' cultural diversity. Tinubu calls for inclusiveness in addressing global challenges. And that's all we'll take on the Daily Times. Yeah. So that's all on our papers this morning. And there's this story that I actually want to read out. That's the Olukoyede vows to resign if Yahaya Bello is not prosecuted. That's the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, AFCC, Ola Olukoyede, has sworn to follow the prosecution of former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello to logical conclusion. In our chat with journalists at the AFCC quarters in Jabi area of Abuja on Tuesday, the anti-graft chairman vowed to resign as EFCC chairman if Bello is not prosecuted. He vowed that all those who obstructed the arrest of the former governor would be brought to book. The EFCC is seeking to arraign Bello on 19 counts, bordering on alleged money laundering, breach of trust, and misappropriation of funds to the tune of 80.2 billion naira. It said that no matter what anyone does or the amount of attack against the anti-graft agency, him and his men will not relent in helping to sanitize the country. Olukoyede said, the EFCC needs the support of Nigerians to succeed, as he emphasized that if the agency fails, Nigeria fails. He stated that the efforts made currently has helped the value of the naira and the foreign markets. Okay, so this is Olukoyede, chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, saying that he's going to resign if Yahaya Bello is not prosecuted. That's to tell you that there are so many people that actually want this man to be prosecuted, because you cannot just commit a crime, or you cannot do something bad in the sight of the states, the country, and then they just let you go. They let you be. Now look at Emefiele. He has been going to court through trials. Yeah, that because of misappropriation of fund. Now, why can't Yahaya Bello go through same process? Why are they stopping his arrest or trying to cover him up not to be arrested? For this man to come out to say this, that's to tell you that he actually wants justice to prevail.
Yes. You see, the chairman of the EFCC is a man who is grounded.
Okay.
You understand? And is a man who knows his onions, most especially when it has to do with cases, high level cases. You know, and it would also interest you to know that he grew to the ranks.
Yeah.
You understand? So most of the litigations are not just high level 419 cases and all of that. But you see, most of these governors who feel while they are in power, they have all the immunity to do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
You know, forgetting that power belongs to God. Okay, look at the 700 million US dollars that he sent for his world school fees.
Oh,
it has been returned
back. It has been returned back to the coffer, yeah.
It has been returned back. That's to tell you
that.
that.
Be paying school fees in advance.
You understand?
With the country's money.
It's all level of impunity and lawlessness. You understand? Now, to me, it's a part of a political rascality on behalf of that Yahaya Bello of a man.
Yeah.
You know, when he was there, he felt he was Alpha and Omega. You understand? But the EFCC guy has said he will rather resign if that guy is not prosecuted. And I speak with you, the guy will, except he disguises and leaves this country. No, none of that. When
Obino, because his passport has been seized.
Yes, when Willie Obino finished his tenure, he was about moving on when they tracked him. Come and give Timothy. They understand. You know, I don't know why the guilty are afraid. Where do you want to run to? You cannot run forever. I know that one day, like according to what he said, that he doesn't want to be treated with this debt. How can you not be treated with this debt? If you must come to equity, you must come with clean hands.
Yes, sure.
You understand that? He's not the only governor that has served and has left. Other governors have served that they have not been invited. But his own case is a typical case. That is why he needs to answer.
Yes.
He has to answer that. He has to answer that.
Answer the call.
Yes, answer the call. Go to them.
You don't have nothing to fear.
He made calls, a few calls to the EFCC guy.
Yeah.
And the EFCC guy started telling us, hope you guys will not treat me. Go there, they will take care of you. Do you understand? They will take care of you.
Okay, so this petrol scarcity worsens nationwide, and depots have run out of stock. The NNPCL, that's what the marketers are saying, that depots have run out of stock. And then NNPCL is saying that we are not in short supply. So the supplies you're making now, where are they going to? That's the question.
It's panic.
And then the marketers are saying that they are out of stock. And then we see black markets increasing. So I want to believe that this the product that NNPCL is actually distributing are being sold to black markets to make extra gain. Because if black market is seen everywhere, if they are progressing, and then filling stations are saying they don't have stock, then the product that NNPCL is releasing, where exactly are they going to? Is it that when they
No,
come to your station,
Well,
black
when you
marketers
talk-
they take it, or
when
what?
you
I
talk,
don't get
when you
it.
talk about black marketers,
Hmm.
where are the black marketers?
You and I.
Eh? So how do they now go and start selling? You see, it's just a case of panic buy. You know, it is turn by turn for you to buy or lift your products from the depot. You understand? In Asabaya, do you have any food scarcity?
There's no fiscal here. It's in Abuja.
So
Abuja.
no, in Abuja, you cannot rule that out.
Abuja is always
Abuja
having
is
fuel
one
scarcity.
one place that it is a phenomenon there.
They're always having fuel
Issue of
scarcity.
fuel
Yes,
scarcity.
I don't know why.
Because they divert it now when they are supposed to
Okay.
go and drop in
They
their
divert.
they divert it.
They're always suffering fuel
And
scarcity.
that is the problem with those in the
The
north.
whole
Those,
federals.
not only Abuja, but some other states as well. They divert it and they just give you a scene where, oh, we don't have fuel. But in front of their filling station, they are selling fuel in black market. That's what they like, where they know that yes, they can sell at arbitrary rate without following the pump price. You know, so they should not just jettison what the NNPC is doing.
Now,
Mr. President is doing so well, and those in charge of the NNPC, the carriers and the lights, they are doing so well as well. You know,
Atman is saying that petrol scarcity will linger 2 more weeks. So they already
it's
say that.
therefore it's your time to lift. You know, and you can't just lift easily like that in one day. You know, there's a key, there's a chain, a chain where you have to wait for your turn. You know, so if the hype man, that is the independent marketers, they have taken a look that okay, we're going to be experiencing all of this in the next 2 weeks. We're not going through any holiday period now, where it's okay because of the holidays and all of that.
Well, the Senate has expressed concern over Naira depreciation. This Naira depreciation, who is to be blamed? A few weeks ago, we heard that, oh, the Naira is coming up, dollar is crashing, and a few days later, we heard, oh, dollar has gone up again. It's just going to and fro, to and fro.
It's a galloping effect.
Yeah, seriously.
It's
And
a
it's really
galloping
affecting
effect.
goods, it's affecting goods and services in the country.
Why did I say it's a galloping effect? You see, not until very strong policies are put in place by implementation. Do you understand? We will still continue to roll around the mill. We'll continue to still go around the mill. I don't see how the dollar would crash to the extent that it will be at an equilibrium with the naira.
With Naira, right?
It will never get to that point.
Wow.
You know, so when that alarm alert that issue came up, it was escalated. You know, to give us the impression that the naira would bounce
Balance,
back and
come back.
stabilize. No way. He said, no.
Do you believe this story that says political godfather's godson disagrees because there's a mole and there's a form of betrayal amongst them?
Of course, you cannot rule that out in politics.
Yes, you can.
Because the political
There's no permanent
godfathers.
friend or
Yeah,
anything
in politics, you don't have permanent friends or enemies, but rather what you have is common interest.
Common interest.
You understand? There's you can fall out with your political godfather.
Yeah, sure.
You know, either because both of you have divergent opinions, you know, or he might want you to toe a particular line,
Yes.
and you say no. I think I'm grown up to do it my way, and when you say okay, you say okay, you want to do it your way. Let's see how it goes, and as a result of that, there's a feud that emanates between the godfathers and the godsons. You know, see what is happening in the Rivers State, for example.
Yeah.
You know, the godfather Wike himself brought in Fubara, and at the point Fubara has now said, okay, no, I want to be on my own. You know, we've had cases like that. We've had cases of Lagos State,
Yes.
where the president brought in Ambode, you know, and Ambode was only able to do 1 term, which is not typical of the Lagosian governor. all of this godfatherism and godsonism and all of that.
Godfatherism and godsonism. Well, that's politics for you. Everyone wants a climbing ladder, wants someone that they can actually climb on so they can get to the top. But one thing they forget is that that ladder you use in climbing up, when you throw that ladder away, how do you come back when you
will
want to
just
come
jump
down?
down.
You jump and then you break your leg.
And
That's why we
crash.
have. That's why we have issues, you know, in amongst party members in within them. So
Okay, look at what's happening in Edo State now. The party has already is crashing gradually because there's this hobby of a man who has a very strong base politically since 1999. You know, he grew under the likes of Tony Aneni, Chief Tony Aneni of blessed memory. You know, Dan Obi, a very strong political, you know, juggernaut. Now he has his own camp and he has said, look, we are not in support of Igodaro. You know, so the center can no longer hold. Things are obviously are falling apart. So that's politics for you.
yeah, it's politics.
That's politics for you.
Yeah, we have Prince Harry and wife to visit Nigeria next month. Hey.
Yes, good dollars for us. Good
Did you
pounds.
say good dollars, good
Pounds.
pounds?
No,
Do
because
you
they
think
are-
that's what they're actually coming to do, to give you pounds
No,
and
no,
dollars?
no, they are coming.
I think they're
They
coming
will
to
not
talk
come
investment
ordinary.
and...
It will not come ordinary.
Yeah, but that dollar and pound will not get to your pocket now. You
No,
know
no,
that.
no, I know now. It will not get to my pocket, but at least when they are leaving, they'll say, okay, we are supporting your country. Do you understand? And you know, Prince Charles is also a major stakeholder in the climate change project.
Yes, sir.
You know, he's an ambassador of the climate change, and I know he's coming in with a wealth of experience.
Yes, you're going to meet with the Senate members.
You know. Okay,
All
I
right,
think
so
that's
that's
all.
all.
Back hopefully, we'll be bringing you other sports on Morning Ride, Monday's edition. Stay with us.
The Garcinia cola, also known as bitter cola, false cola, or wonder cola, is a nut gotten from the Garcinia tree, which is evergreen with heavy spreading crown that can grow up to 30 meters tall. Found in many African countries, the Garcinia tree takes a minimum of 7 to 10 years before harvesting and 4 to 5 years to enhance modern farming. Its fruits or pods turn yellow or orange when ripe or mature for harvesting and contains a brown nut-like seeds similar to kidney beans. The fruits are rounded berries but sometimes slightly flattened. It is almost the same as coffee seed, and it has noticeably a bitter taste and is slightly crunchy. The harvesting of the fruits can either be by plucking or allowing them to fall, burst, and spill their contents on the ground on their own. Fruits are collected and covered to allow heat cause it to ferment for about 4 days. It is then squashed to extract the seeds, washed with clean water, and spread out to dry for some few hours. According to medical experts, the bitter cola offers many nutrients and is high in carbohydrates, fats, potassium, vitamin C, calcium, iron, and caffeine. Locally referred to as Orobo in Yoruba, Akinu in Igbo, and Nanin Jingoro in Hausa, and served in many traditional festivities, the bitter cola, apart from its healing properties, can also be considered traditionally as a strong spiritual tool for prayers and fortification. The bitter cola has also been used over the years to combat cold and hepatitis. A medical study on the effectiveness of bitter cola in 2003 proved that the bitter cola fights against inflammatory conditions like arthritis, and the colaviron found in the bitter cola may protect against hypocalcemia in people with type 2 diabetes. It is said to protect lungs, aid in weight reduction, improves eye health, help alleviate chest cold, treats impotence, and boosting sexual stamina, as well as combats cough. The bitter cola is also a natural herbal remedy to all sorts of food poisoning. Scientifically, the saponin and tannin bioactive components found in the bitter cola have been proven to help in isolating all kinds of sexually transmitted diseases. The bitter cola also relieves gastric disorders, bronchial diseases, fever, and serves as anti-cancer and reduces blood pressure.
Bitter cola is a natural remedy to balance sugar. That's first of all. And second of all, it neutralizes poison. We use it for clarity of our voice and so many other benefits.
It makes my bowel, my stomach to be free. And whenever I want to defecate or eat, I feel very free.
I take Coca-Cola because it's good for eyesight. It's a body purifier. Like so that when you have stomach upset and you eat it, it makes it stop. Another one is good for cough. When you have cough, you chew Coca-Cola.
It's good for my health, one. Then two, traditionally, every strong African man, if you are traveling, you must have alligator pepper in your bag and at least 2 seeds of bitter cola for defense, for health purposes, and in case of emergency.
Medical experts warn that the consumption of bitter cola in high dose can cause insomnia due to the presence of caffeine. It could also cause irregular heartbeat, slows blood clotting, and could cause anxiety. They advise to eat not more than 2 nuts a day.
All right, you're welcome back, and in case you're still watching us this morning, it's Monday's edition of the Top Flight television program, Morning Ride. And we had to take a break because we actually had in the studio 2 colossus, if you ask me, 2 colossus, and we feel very honored because for the very first time in a very, 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 very long time, we've not had 2 chairmen of congresses on our set. And so today we're excited that the chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress Delta State Chapter, and of course the chairman of the Trade Union Congress Delta State Chapter are with us in the studio. So I'd like to introduce quickly on my immediate right, Comrade Goodluck of Oburuku, chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress Delta State Council. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
And on the extreme, we have he's the chairman of many groups. But the major, it's chairman of TUC, Trade Union Congress. It's also is the state chairman of the Senior Staff Association. Too many first. Comrade Bolu Martins. Welcome you to our studio, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning, viewers.
In a couple of hours from now, precisely in the next 24 hours or 48 hours precisely, workers will be coming out en masse to celebrate their day, a day that has been set aside by the United Nations to celebrate the workers worldwide, and by extension, Nigerian workers. A lot of expectations on the air, Mr. Chairman of the NLC, most especially when it has to do with the minimum wage. Can you speak to this conversation quickly? Because I know a lot of people want to hear from you.
Yes, thank you very much. Well, just like you said, the 1st of May is set aside to celebrate International Workers' Day. As you know, what challenges do they have in the course of creating the wealth and taking care of themselves. So these are what we usually bring to the front burner. You know, there are times where you cannot really meet with the government to negotiate certain things. It is not everything you negotiate. Sometimes you just meet on the sidelines of the International Workers' Day to discuss certain issues, and the government or your employers, that is the employers of labor, they put us together and agree on certain things for the workers. But as you know, most of the employers of labor, especially private businessmen, their sole aim is to maximize profit. So the issue of workers' welfare, workers' interest is not usually in the front burner. So as representatives of the employees, the labor force, it is our duty to bring those issues to the front burner. Where government needs to intercede, we have to draw government's attention. Where government needs to make the environment conducive so that the private entrepreneurs can do their business effectively and efficiently and take care of their workers, we employ it on government to create that conducive environment. Like in Nigeria, where you see cost of doing business is high. For example, electricity, where if the man is always buying diesel to run his business, you know his profit will be little, and because of that little profit, he may not want to take care of the workers' interest. So we press it on government to ensure that they make electricity available, so that the man that is using diesel will use less diesel, they will not have more money to pay workers. On the issue of minimum wage, you know it's a federal matter. Issues of salaries and wages are in the exclusive list in the Constitution of the Federal Republic. So it is when it is agreed above, that is where we take the circular to the state government for adoption and implementation. As you are aware, Labour, both the NSC and the TUC have jointly proposed 615,000 naira as minimum wage for the least worker, because we have gone around the country, went to each zone of the country, took statistics of the cost of living out there before we made our projection. So Labour is still engaging the government, and so as soon as something is agreed to, we at the state level here, we swing into action. Do not forget, in the budget presentation of this year, by Right Honorable Sheriff Oboriwori, the governor of Delta State, he made provision for the implementation of the minimum wage for workers in Delta State. So in Delta, we do not have a problem. We do not anticipate a problem. We do not envisage any problem. But we are just waiting for the federal government to agree with Labour. Then we will present the circular to the state government.
Okay, I'd like to thank you so much, but I'll take a break now. And when we come back, the chairman TUC would also give a rider to what the chairman of Nigerian Labour Congress has said. Stay with us, we'll be right back. right, you're welcome back here. We're sorry we had to take that break so that we could address a technical issue. All right, we've been joined, like I did say, with the chairman of the Trade Union Congress, Comrade Martins Bolu. Yes, Comrade Martins Bolu, the chairman TUC has just NLC has just taken the conversation to a point where we want you to give a rider your own perspective moving forward.
Well, my people, the issue is that we are ready for the May Day. Just like the NLC chairman has said, everything is said. It's our duty to bring to the attention of the government what shortfalls we have in things that the worker need to effectively carry out his duties. And he has given a rider. We'll be talking about issues that border around the welfare of the workers, issues that border around accommodation. You know, today in Asaba, in Delta State, rent is excessively high. And the worker salary has refused to grow. The workers who have to come to work with the little they have, those are issues, workers' welfare. And just like he has said, we'll bring them to the attention of government. It's an opportunity. And the issue of minimum wage, like he said, we don't have any fear in Delta State that it will be implemented. We're merely waiting for the federal government to complete the assignment, make the pronouncement, give us the circular, we walk up to government. Because we know that the Delta State government has prepared for it. Thank you.
Yeah, and the chairman of NLC has told us that about 615,000 naira is on the table. Do we see that actually don't mean a tall order?
It is not. It's actually inadequate. But that does not mean that it must be that. Let the government come out and negotiate. You must have an offer for you to discuss. Those 615,000 was not generated from the wings. Actually, it is not enough. That is conservative enough. They were backed with facts and figures, looking at the condition of living of the present-day Nigerians. It's inadequate. But we're also looking at what they can pay. So let them discuss. We're ready for discussion. Our team is waiting. We have made the offer. Let them come with their own offer. We must get to a place. If they don't give us 650, they should give us something meaningful to start with.
Okay.
Do not forget that the National Assembly just made up of just 409 members. No, is it 400? Yes, 360 plus 109, 469 members. They take 25% of the budget of this country. So Nigeria has money to pay workers.
Yes.
They have money to pay workers. Is it not somebody that you had paid the children's school fees up to 2035 in dollars? Did you know yet?
Yes.
And the same state is owing 30 months. He was telling people that he didn't have money to pay salaries. But he took money from state government account, transferred to Bureau de Change to pay his children's school fees up to 2035. Nigeria has the money to pay that 615,000 naira if they want to be sincere. The theme of this year's May Day is people first. People first. You must think of the people first, not your interests. Because whatever you want to do, it is people that will utilize those facilities, infrastructure you want to, it's people. So if the people are not taken care of, their interest is nowhere. Who will use the infrastructure? Are you building infrastructure for goats and fowls to use? Are you building hospitals and schools for animals? So you must take care of the people. They must have, their welfare and well-being must be taken care of first before they can use those infrastructures you are talking about. Then the culture of impunity and stealing should end in this country. Where somebody has not paid salaries for 30 months, we have not paid pensioners for over 5 years, and you can pay school fees of your children for up to 2035 from state government coffers. A child that was just born 2 years old, you have already paid the school fees up to when the person will finish secondary school. What sort of thing is that? And that one is just one of those things. There was one minister you also had transferred so much money of the government to private accounts, and nothing has come out of that issue again. Did you not hear of a man named Minor? He stole to pensioners money up to 23 billion. What has happened? Where is the money? And they are still owing pensioners. The money is there to pay 615,000 minimum wage. If they are sincere, if they will not steal the money, if the National Assembly will not, 469 people will not be taking 25% of the budget of in a country that has over 200 million persons. But we have proposed 615,000. Let them come with their counter offer, and we will look at it. Thank you.
Okay, my chairman, TUC, still talking about the wages of workers. You know, it's not only public servants that make up the work for us. Yes. We also have those who are in the private sector. How do you think they can also cope? Because if peradventure, the federal government decides to peg it at well above that 500,000, say 650,000, how do you think there will be a collaborating measure where the private sector can also, you know, be on the same page? Because the private sector would also want to say, yes, we have our demands too. Can you speak to that conversation as well?
Yeah, it's very simple. We've already prepared for that. In the team, negotiating team, committee set up by federal government, we have representatives of NECA. They are there already. They are discussing. That is why the 615 is a proposal from labor, from organized labor. And organized labor is made up of both public and private sector. Mind you, the national president of TUC is from the private sector. It's from Pengassan. The national president of NLC is from the private sector. So when we're talking of organized labor, we're not talking of public servants. We're talking of all workers in Nigeria. They're already represented. And the difference this time is that labor is not just proposing, but we're saying that everybody should be carried along. That is why even the governors' forum are represented in the committee to speak for the government of the states and the local government. So everybody employing punished. So there's going to be sanctions, and labor will not slip over that. If anybody fails to uplift the law, to live up to it, labor will do something about it.
Okay, so quickly as a follow-up to that question now, do we see déjà vu at the end of the day? Because when you look at the components of the economic structure in our country, Nigerians are very, very resident people. We are suffering and at the same time smiling. Are we expecting any pronouncements by the 1st of May?
Well, I will tell you, I will be surprised if there is a pronouncement on minimum wage at the 1st of May. Because as at last week, I was at the NEC meeting, and the briefing we had was that we are ready with our proposals. We have put together all we gathered from the state. Mind you, my NLC chairman said we went round. That is the truth. Labor went round. Even the Governors' Forum went round. They are putting together the records. So I don't see how between now and day after tomorrow they would have done the negotiations, because negotiations have not been done. It's only the position of labor that we have on the table now. Government position is actually not on the table. The delay is coming from the government side. They are foot dragging, but they must do something. So if they come out on the 1st of May to make a pronouncement, I don't know whether it's going to be a pronouncement of government position or the negotiated position. But in Nigeria, everything is possible. Let's watch and see. And if that is done, we'll know what to do next.
The kind of people that Nigerians are, that we're in a state of incommunicado, or rather we're in a state of hocus pocus, where things are not moving. We're more like on a standstill.
Well, I don't know where you got that narrative that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a man of his words. Because to us, he's not a man of his words. And to the labor movement, we stand to be corrected. He was not ready for the office he's presently occupying. Because if he was ready, the way he removed subsidy on fuel, floated the naira, and also increased electricity tariff without putting measures to check inflation and take care of Nigerians that will be impoverished as a result of such bad policies. If he had thought it that he would not do things the way he had done it, because the cost of living is very high now, and the inflation has skyrocketed, and it is as a result of bad policies that were not well thought out. But if you now say he's a man of his word, man of his words are how? Labour has had one-on-one interactions with him, and he promised Labour that he will do certain things will be in place to take care or cushion the effects of the hardship in the land. And yet none of these promises have seen the light of the day. Then when we were still putting pressure, he came out to say, oh, if it is politics, wait till 2027 before you contest. How does he know he will live till 2027? Is he God? Is he God? It's only God that knows whether you can live till 2027. Now, we met with him. He said Port Harcourt refinery will work by the end of December. Is Port Harcourt refinery working now? He said they will provide CNG buses, they will do this and that, will be buses will flood everywhere to reduce the cost of transportation. Show me one CNG bus that is on the road. He said they are going to build plants where they will be fueling the CNG buses and whatever. Show me one. He also came out to say, oh, when he was failing, he now came out and said, oh, we are the sacrifice for today so that you can live tomorrow. What if we die today? You have not lived today, you are talking of tomorrow. Today must be good first before you can talk of tomorrow. Even for those of us who go to church. Jesus Christ, our Lord Jesus Christ said, do not think of tomorrow, because tomorrow will take care of itself. Because sufficient for today, the evil thereof. People are hungry, people are dying. You are telling them to tie their bed. Then you are buying Land Cruiser Jeeps at the rate of 160 million each for each National Assembly members. Have you seen President Bola Ahmed Tinubu convoy? For a country that a man is saying people should tie their belts is for better tomorrow. So I don't know where you got that narrative that is. For us, he has disappointed Nigerians. He so-called renewed hope. We don't know what to call it yet, but it is hopelessness as far as we are concerned. We are only praying to God to touch their minds so that they remember the poor masses, the downtrodden, the workers and the downtrodden. Because if the downtrodden, the masses, the workers are not there tomorrow, only they, the elites, cannot live in this country. Nigeria is good. All your children are abroad. You are making Nigeria to be good. All your children are abroad. You say you budgeted maybe 300 billion for education. You are repairing schools. Why are your children going to school abroad? Why are you paying hard currency dollars for children to be abroad? Why are they not schooling here? In those days, every governor, every president, their children school in Nigeria. But you say us. Then we will know that you are a man of your words, that things are working. as the prices of goods and services come down. As the prices of goods and services come down. The other day, they said they removed subsidy. After a few months, they told you that they have started paying 500 and something billion subsidy every month again. It's government magic, like Fela sang in one of his songs. It's government magic. Then it's government magic. So it's not a man of his words. When they are looking for money, because they cannot think outside the box, the best thing to do is to increase the price of fuel. And they call it deregulation. How can increases in price of fuel be deregulation? If you deregulate, you remove your hand. If you know this electricity they are talking about, do you know that they sold the information they gave to Labour? They sold NEPA, former NEPA, to private investors. And so far, the same government that sold it for over 500 billion has invested over 1.5 trillion into the electricity business in Nigeria. So how can you sell something to a private investor and you are still putting your money there, what you have given out? So this is just corruption. They do what they like and nobody challenges them, because the other time Babangida said Nigerians are docile. That is they accept anything. That is why when Labour, you see, when we say come and protest against bad policies of government, people will sit in their houses and be looking at Labour that called them to come out as if we don't know what we are saying. You see some people will want to go to office because of 1,000 or 2,000 that somebody will give to them, whereas policies of government is killing them. You sold NEPA to somebody for over 500 billion. You are still investing 1 point something trillion into it. What sort of magic is that?
Government magic.
So the man is not a man of his words. That is just the truth. He's not a man of. If he is a man of his words, he said renew hope. They are going to make the country better. Nigerians are going to live as if they are in heaven on earth. This and this, this and this. But your policies are pushing Nigerians out of the country, taking risks over the Sahara Desert, crossing Mediterranean Sea. Okay, what have they done to stem the tide? You see, some people will go, let's pass a law that if you graduate in Nigeria, you can't leave until after. Now you train my pikin for school.
Okay, quickly, I want to comment. Martin's phone now to respond to this question. The government suddenly came up and said, okay, because of the economic hardship, palliatives and all of that, I don't know who the vulnerables are. And now, at a point, they now said, okay, normally our working days should be 5 days in a week. But some people work for 3 days and yet still expect to be paid. Is that going to be our solution, actually?
Like you said, palliatives are palliatives. They are not permanent solutions. Palliatives actually is intervention. It's not a solution. Yes, when they say reduce the working days, because we're having issues with transportation, removal of fuel subsidy, the cost of petrol, the cost of vehicle maintenance, the cost of transportation, everything has gone very high. The salary has not increased. So the government of the day decided, okay, in order to make sure that the work continues to go on, instead of allowing the worker to collapse completely, take 2 days off, try and do, if it's farm, do a little farm or rest, so that you'll be able to afford to come for 3 days, and we'll see what for some persons, not everybody. Yes, it is not a solution. It's only a palliative. A palliative, like I said, is an intervention, which is not supposed to be permanent. That's why they call it palliative. So it's not a solution at all. What we need is a living wage. What we need is a good working environment. What we need is an economic situation that will help people to, so even when you earn little money, let it afford things. What the workers earn today cannot take them to the bus stop. It's talk less of taking them home. Every worker is owing one way or the other. The cooperatives are overburdened. We are finding it difficult to eat. Somebody pulled a joke. Well, I'll call it a joke, but it's reality. I saw it on social media yesterday that where they have a little 1 cup of gari, 1 bottle of water, 3 wraps of groundnut. This small one that we used to buy, groundnut, that that's 100 naira for small groundnut, 5 cubes of sugar, putting them together. He calculated the amount. It came to 2,000 naira. So this gari, these things used to be for the common man, used to be food for common man. Today, it is food for the rich. In Nigeria, for you to soak gari effectively, 2,000 naira. And you say we are surviving? So palliatives are not the solution. You give somebody a cup of rice. How many days is he going to eat it? A bucket of rice. So those are what palliatives do. So what you are describing is actually a palliative. And like we said earlier, palliatives are not solutions. It's intervention.
All right, I'd like to thank you so much, gentlemen. Before I let you go, the May Day, Workers' Day, a day where all workers actually come out in solidarity to show love and also to exchange banters. One more time, it's already a traditional ritual. Chairman NLC, you talked about the team, people first. Why the choice of that team?
The choice of that team is because it is as if the government that is supposed to think of the people, they are losing focus of why they are. If you look at the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that even give them legal basis to lead us, it says that the primary purpose of government is the security and welfare of the people. Government is no longer thinking of the people, it's no longer thinking of their security. If you meet government on any issue, they will tell you, oh, we must not take care of the people first. We have to do something that people will see that we are working. And what is that thing? They will be talking of infrastructure, roads, railway, what do they call it? Blue Sea, and they want to buy ships and boats and this and that.
Coastal road.
That is what they will be talking about. They are forgetting that the primary purpose of being in government is to take care of the people. Stomach infrastructure. First, you must have eaten, you must have good health, you must have shelter, a place where you stay, like my colleague said, when you measure the issue of Asaba. Okay, 30,000 minimum wage. Let us not even take that 30,000. Your salary is 100,000, meaning you get 1.2 in a year. An average man, a wife, and 2 children. You cannot stay in 1 bedroom, a bed sitter. You can't even stay in room and parlor, self-con, at least a 2-bedroom flat. And they will not tell you a 2-bedroom flat is 1 million or 1.2 million. And you pay a year in advance. A government that is interested in the people will think of low-cost houses. You go to schools, some schools, people are paying dollars. People are paying 1.5 million, 3 million for your son to become a medical doctor. What does the government that is interested in the people do? They will build good schools where the fees are affordable. But what do? They send their children abroad so that your children will read some kind of courses that they cannot even get a job when they are done. So the purpose of bringing this thing is as if to rejig government, to sort of a reset, to reset them, to know that the purpose why you are there per se is the security and welfare of the people, not some of these things that you are talking about. Yes.
Okay, I know you also have the rider to that conversation. People first.
Yeah, just like you have said, people come first. Everything in this country should be centered around the people. The government is in government because it is supposed to serve the people, service to the people. So let us look at, we are trying to draw government's attention to the fact that the people matter. It is not the level of jeeps, bulletproof vehicles you have around yourself, the overhead bridges you build, the roads and all that. They must be done in line with the interest of the people. Someone who is very hungry cannot go to an expensive school and pass. You have to eat for you to understand what they are teaching you. You have to eat for the drugs you take in the hospitals to work. You have to eat as a human being for you to be able to come out and use the good road. You have to be alive for you to enjoy the facilities they are providing. So security, it centers around the people. So everything should be put in place in line with the people first policy. The people matter more than anything. Salaries must be paid. The people must have food on their table. There must be security for the people of this country. Electricity must be provided for the people of this country for them to even see the government. Recently, MultiChoice has followed the electricity tariff and increased this thing. They must take the people into consideration. People you are asking to pay increased MultiChoice premium, have they eaten? Can they afford it? So it's the people's first. That's what the Labour is saying.
All right, I'd like to thank you. What are the lineup of activities from today? I'm sure this is part of advocacy
Yes.
and sensitization. So, what other activities do you have lined up, sir?
We just like some of us were doing. We were to have innovative football match between NSA and TUC, but logistics, we are just trying to see whether it could work. But meanwhile, we are having a little symposium, and some of our people are going out educating the people, the workers, both in the public and private sector, and going out to talk to the ordinary citizens, because sometimes they have misgivings that we are talking only about workers in the public service. No, we're talking about workers both in the public and private sector, including pensioners, because when you have used your youth, your young age to work, and you retire and you don't get your entitlement to take care of you at your old age, then before you know, the person is gone. So we are doing several sensitization and other things to make sure that the interest of the people comes first, and they all come out en masse on Wednesday to see their governor. You know, some persons, it is only on television they see the governor. It is an opportunity for them to see the governor one-on-one, and also bear their plight before the governor. Luckily in Delta we have a listening governor, a man who has the interest of the people at heart, and we are sure that if they speak with the governor will immediately attend to that. We were impressed when the governor went to Abraka on Saturday during their convocation ceremony, and the best graduating student made an appeal for employment, and the governor granted it immediately. So those are the type of things we are doing, talking to them, calm down, come and see your governor, speak with the governor in a respectful way, and the governor will attend to you. So we are doing a lot of advocacy and sensitization, and if we can still arrange the innovative football match, we're sure that NSC will defeat TUC 3 goals to nothing.
Okay. You see all of that happening. I'm also aware there's a Jumat service on Friday.
No,
Yes.
last Friday.
last week, Friday.
Yesterday was a
Church
church
service,
Thanksgiving
which happened
service.
yesterday.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So thank you so much, gentlemen,
Thank you.
for bringing us up to speed on the issues. You've actually escalated some of these briefs that we needed to know. Thank you so much. We'll be speaking with the chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Comrade Goodluck of Obruku, and of course the chairman of the Trade Union Congress, Comrade Martins Bulu, who also doubles as the chairman of the senior staff Association of Delta State. So thank you so much, sir, for coming. We do hope that we would also bring the sight and sound of Mayday on our subsequent programs on Morning Ride. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll be wrapping it up for the train this morning. Stay with us, we'll be right back. the workers, the chairman just spoke to that conversation, and in my introduction, I spilled out something. The chairman of NLC is now the current vice president of the Medical Workers Health Union of Nigeria.
Nationwide.
Yes. You know, before he got into the position of NLC chairman, he was the state chairman. You know, and he has cascaded by way of promotion to be the vice president.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's a good one. When you work hard, there's always a result for working hard. So people actually see what he's doing. That's why he could attain that position. So congratulations to him, and we hope that he doesn't let us down.
Yeah, while believing that he wouldn't let us down, we want to wish the Nigerian worker all the best.
Yes.
We would like to give our best assurances that we will do the sight and sound of that event on our next morning ride.
Yeah, sure.
God willing, for next week, we'll just give a special timing for that. And the fears have been allayed, so we don't need to have any expectations tomorrow.
Yeah.
On Wednesday,
On
because
May.
a lot of people actually said, okay, will the salary
The new
be...
minimum wage will be announced.
Yeah, but they've given us hope
Yeah.
that they're looking well over 600,000. Well, like I said, I hope it's got a tall order.
Visible.
Well, let's see how it plays out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so from Lilibet Ugochukwu, I will just tell you to stay happy, stay safe. Don't forget to dance away your sorrow, dance away the stress. Have a beautiful Monday.
Yes, Lilibet has signed it all, and I will just drop this, that no matter the situation, when your landlord keeps knocking on your door, don't worry. Be what?
Be
Be
happy.
happy. Happy. And so, coming up next, it's our news for 10, and Princess Modi is standing by to do what she knows how to do best. On behalf of the production crew, my name is Onometano. God bless Delta State, God bless Nigeria. I'm out.
Wow.